Hello, if you're planning to have a road trip in China, this is my 8 days road trip during the Chinese New Year 2026 for your reference. I started the trip in the early morning as I had a long drive on the first day. The fairest destination of this trip was Shuang Ban Na, which is about 1350 kilometers away from Chongqing. To save energy and stay passionate, I stopped at Zhao Tong city on the first night. It was a residential accommodation located in a suburb called Zheng, which is close to a river named Jiang, the upper reaches of the Yangtze River. On the morning of the second day, I had my camera ready and filmed such a beautiful scene. Afterwards, I continued my trip. I had lunch at Fuxianhu National Travel Resort. It was a local restaurant that primarily serves fish. The fish in stone pot soup was the most popular. You can have as many as vegetables you want for only 9 yuan per person. That night, I stayed in accommodation on the outskirts of Shuang Ban Na, which is about 30 kilometers away from the city center. On the morning of the third day, I drove to an ancient village called Mengyang Manjing Guzhai, which is about a 5-minute drive from the accommodation. It was very quiet here, but I could imagine how lively it must have been in the past. In the city center, there is a park along the river. Across from the park, on the opposite side of the river, is a very popular night market in Shuang Ban Na. There are many typical tropical plants in the park. Some lovely elephant sculptures have been built there. On my fourth day in Pu'er, I started the morning with a bowl of Doutang migan. After that, I headed to Maosi Laojie, one of the city's old streets. There's a local saying here, left-hand coffee, right-hand tea. You might wonder why. It's because Yunnan is known for its coffee beans, while Pu'er is famous for tea across China. I had lunch in a restaurant next to another attraction, Nake Li Cha Ma Yi Zhan. The ancient tea horse road was not a single path, but a sprawling network of caravan routes that connected the tea mountains of Yunnan to the rest of Asia. For centuries, from the Tang Dynasty onwards, it was a vital artery for trade, where Yunnan's famous Pu'er tea was exchanged for war horses, salt, and other goods. After visiting the ancient tea horse road, I drove to another city, Mojiang, where I will be staying for the night. Mojiang is a tiny place, but it has a big reputation for its twin culture. That's why on the morning of day 5, I made a quick stop at the Twin Park. After that, I drove about 20 minutes to Bixi Ancient Town. It's really low-key and not crowded at all. There is a tower you can climb for a nice view of the whole place. Hongta Park is basically the symbol of Yuxi City, which is a huge player in tobacco, often called the land of tobacco. This park is a really cool spot, which comes from the big red pergola sitting on the top of the hill. What makes it interesting is that it's right across from the Hongta Mountain Cigarette Company. So you've got this ancient tower looking over this massive tobacco empire. Yuxi is also known as the hometown of Ni'er, the guy who composed the Chinese national anthem. Ni'er Park was built back in the 80s to honor him. Right next to the park, the night market is really lively. On the morning of the 6th day, I found myself back at the Ni'er Park again. Like most parks in China, it was full of retired locals doing their morning exercises. In the center of the park stands a bronze statue of Ni'er. There's also a grove of trees there that I've really grown fond of. After that, I headed over to the Yuxi Museum. Since it was during the Chinese New Year, the woodblock New Year painting exhibition they had on display felt especially interesting. From there, I pushed on and made my way to Liu Pan Shui in Guizhou province. Known as China's coal city, Liu Pan Shui has transformed itself from the coal capital of the south into an eco-tourism destination, drawing visitors with its summer temperatures of 19.7 degrees Celsius on average. That night, I stayed at a local B&B with a room that had a city view right from the window. In Guizhou, lamb rice noodles are pretty much the go-to breakfast for locals, so I grabbed a bowl myself to kick off day 7 of my trip. After that, I went to Minghu National Wetland Park, the very first wetland park in Guizhou to receive official national recognition. The place was so peaceful and serene. Hecheng, another must-visit spot in Liu Pan Shui. You will find the ancient architecture here, and you can also dress up in traditional ethnic customs for photos. The area is also home to the Guizhou Third Front Construction Museum, which brings to life the struggles and dedications of millions of builders back in the 1960s. It's a key cultural landmark for understanding how Liu Pan Shui came to be. Afterwards, I drove to the final stop on my road trip, Luzhou in Sichuan province. It turned out to be the most exciting part of the whole journey. I stayed at a hotel that night, less than 200 meters from the river bank. After dinner, I took a stroll along the river, caught some beautiful views, and even ran into a few people singing on the street. On the morning of the day 8, I headed down to the river to catch the sunrise, but the weather just wasn't having it. The sun refused to come out. Went back to the hotel, had breakfast, then I hit the riverbank again for a long stroll, all the way to the point where the two rivers met. Luzhou is located in the upper reaches of the Yangtze River, Chongqing. This is where the Yangtze River meets another river, Tuojiang. And then I went to the Sichuan Opera Art Museum. Unfortunately, it was closed for renovation. Here stands the Baoen Pagoda in Luzhou, right in the city center, built in 1148. It holds great value for the study of ancient Chinese architectural history, Buddhist history, and the construction techniques of the southern Sichuan region. The Luzhou Historical and Cultural Digital Museum is also worth a visit. It uses digital technology to vividly bring to life over 2,000 years of the city's memories. At noon, I got to try some of Luzhou's local specialties. Baigao, zhenzhu wanzi, and dry toasted noodles with beef were all pretty solid. Visiting the Luzhou Laojiao scenic area was the part I looked forward to the most today. Honestly, the whole trip. The site itself isn't huge, but you get to see the actual fermentation workshops where the starter cultures do their thing. Inside the museum, I got a glimpse into the history of Luzhou Laojiao and checked out liquor bottles from all sorts of eras. And yeah, I also got to taste some of the baijiu myself. Thanks for watching my 8 days road trip video. If you feel it's good, please like and subscribe my channel. Bye!